How low can you go? Can you go down low? How low can you go, Indiana Fever? Geez, you guys have just turned this organization into a flat out joke. All of a sudden, Sophie Cunningham is hurt. All of a sudden, her elbow's messed up. Y'all smell that? Smells like BS. It smells like some punishment is being served out to Sophie Cunningham for going rogue.
Buddy,
here
sit
it is
down
as one continuous paragraph with the same dramatic YouTube storytelling style. Buddy, stop scrolling because a shocking new controversy is putting the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark right back in the center of the WNBA spotlight. According to claims circulating online, tensions inside the Indiana Fever may be reaching a breaking point, with Sophie Cunningham reportedly at the center of the drama. But the biggest twist involves Caitlin Clark. Reports claim Clark was furious after allegedly learning that Cunningham could face disciplinary action following a series of controversial moments surrounding the team. Now, before we go any further, it's important to make one thing clear. Many of the claims surrounding this story remain unverified. There has been no confirmed announcement establishing that Caitlin Clark issued an ultimatum, that Sophie Cunningham was secretly suspended, or that Clark threatened to leave the team. But the rumors alone have created an enormous reaction among Fever fans. So, why has this story exploded? It starts with the relationship between Clark and Cunningham. Since joining Indiana, Cunningham has developed a reputation for playing with toughness and intensity. She's willing to compete through physical contact, defend her teammates, and embrace the pressure that comes with playing alongside one of the biggest stars in women's basketball. And that has made her a fan favorite. Caitlin Clark has faced enormous attention since entering the WNBA. Every possession is analyzed, every foul becomes a debate.
For locker room.
This is ridiculous. Look at the first comment, Evelyn. You guys are a clown organization. Here it says, Sophie hurt her elbow writing this for Stephanie White, didn't she? This is what Sophie Cunningham has. I will not pass to Caitlin again. I will not pass to Caitlin Clark again. This is what they forced Sophie Cunningham to do. Okay, that's how she hurt her elbow. CDS Sports, go rogue, win game, end up on injury report. Beatings will continue until morale improves. This is ridiculous, guys. This is ridiculous. Everybody knows this is clearly punishment for Sophie Cunningham. Chloe Peterson was the first to report on it. She said, Sophie Cunningham is questionable with the right elbow injury for tomorrow's game. She participated in the portion of practice open to the media this morning. Okay. And everybody knows every comment is that this is punishment. Look here, Sophie being put in timeout for speaking what's on her mind. Okay.
But behind
every
the scenes,
loss becomes a headline. That's why having teammates willing to battle alongside her matters. According to the online claims, however, that aggressive style may have created tension within the organization. Some supporters believe Cunningham has been unfairly criticized for her physical approach, while others argue that discipline and team strategy have to come before individual emotions. That disagreement has now become one of the biggest talking points surrounding the Fever. And then came the alleged suspension rumors. Social media posts began circulating claiming that Cunningham had been disciplined by Indiana following recent incidents. But there is a major problem. There's been no reliable confirmation that an indefinite suspension actually happened. That distinction matters. A viral post can spread across thousands of accounts within minutes, but that doesn't automatically make the information true. Still, the rumor was enough to ignite Fever Nation. Fans immediately began asking the same question. If Sophie Cunningham really was being punished, would Caitlin Clark stand up for her teammate? That's where the story gets even more interesting. Online commentators began claiming that Clark confronted team leadership and demanded answers. Some versions of the story.
This organization is like the mafia. So everyone knows, it's clear as day that this is punishment for Sophie Cunningham. It's very, very, very obvious that this is punishment for Sophie Cunningham. The organization is a straight up clown show at this point. And then not only that, they have not addressed the smear campaign. They've gone out of their way to address any and everything else. They refuse to address the smear campaign led by Dan Dockich, who has been adamant about he's getting this information from the inside. Not only have they not addressed that, and he doubled down on it today. Dan Dockich was bombing again today. Stephanie White went on the same platform that took shots at Caitlin Clark and aired a hit piece. This is crazy. All of this is just flat out craziness. This Indiana Fever organization is a flat out joke. Sophie Cunningham is being punished for going rogue with Caitlin Clark, passing her the ball. You know they wanted that ball to go to Kelsey Mitchell. They didn't give a damn. That ball go to Kelsey Mitchell or come hell or high water. And that is what it is. Look at the goal.
But the coaching staff
claimed Clark supposedly told the organization that if Cunningham left, she would leave too. But again, there is currently no verified evidence establishing that this confrontation happened exactly as described. What we do know is that Clark and Cunningham have become important pieces of Indiana's identity, and their relationship has attracted significant attention from fans. That's why any controversy involving one player inevitably affects the other. The Fever are also dealing with another reality. Expectations are enormous. Caitlin Clark brings extraordinary attention to every game. That means Indiana isn't simply playing basketball. The organization is operating under a microscope. Every coaching decision gets analyzed, every rotation gets debated, every injury creates speculation, and every controversial moment can become national news within hours. That's exactly what appears to be happening again. Another part of the controversy involves the physical nature of WNBA games. Fans have repeatedly debated whether certain players receive consistent treatment from officials. Some believe Clark and her teammates face excessive physical defense. Others argue
to grow.
Ridiculous. Isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious that Dan Dockich is not lying about the information he's getting from within this organization as they refuse to address it? Dan Dockich doubled down on everything he said right here in this. He took the X. Yo, G, damn it, hold on. Steph White is calling. Gotta go to work. Keep hating. Keep stalking. So he's taking shots at the people that have been addressing him, adding on to the smear campaign that's going on against Caitlin Clark. It's ridiculous, but the fact of the matter is you can't blame Dan Dockich. You can't blame him. He's not lying about where he's getting the information from, which is why the Indiana Fever is so hush and damn quiet about it. He's not lying. None of them are going to come out and call him a liar. None of them have stepped up to the plate to address the smear campaign that's being launched at Caitlin Clark. She's being targeted. They're not saying anything because it's coming from them. They've gone on to address everything else, whether it's people coming at them for the draft. Lynn Dunn went and called us all complainers. Stephanie White addressing the fans saying, hey, these games are boring as hell now. These games are boring. The product stinks now. You've come over here and ruined the product. The games are entertaining. She addressed that in last game's pregame podium. They've addressed everything. The Indiana Fever's Twitter handle or X handle put a post up after last game saying, are you not entertained? They've been addressing everything publicly but this because they are in on it. Make no mistake about that. Make no mistake about that at all. And then Stephanie White, shout out to Mick Talks Hoops.
That physical
Let's look at the
play
reality.
is simply part of professional basketball and that officials have a difficult job making split-second decisions. Those debates aren't going away anytime soon. And when Sophie Cunningham is involved, emotions can rise even faster because of her reputation for playing with an edge. One recent incident involving Cunningham taking a hard hit also generated major discussion online. Fans questioned whether the officials handled the play correctly, while others argued that the contact was simply part of the game. That disagreement quickly became part of the larger narrative surrounding Indiana. And then social media took over. Commentators began connecting the incident to previous controversies involving Caitlin Clark, Indiana's coaching decisions, and the league's officiating. Some fans accused the Fever organization of failing to protect its players. Others pushed back, arguing that social media was turning ordinary basketball disagreements into something much bigger. That's the problem with stories like this. Once a rumor begins spreading, separating fact from
this is gross.
Well, we see Cheryl Reeve wearing a shirt today in support of trans kids. Trans kids belong on the shirt. This in the aftermath of Sophie Cunningham's recent comments. We actually saw Cheryl and Sophie speaking at center court pregame. And yesterday, Cheryl Reeve spent a lot of time talking at length with the media about this topic.
I would encourage anyone to go and listen to Cheryl Reeve's comments. Incredibly thoughtful, easy to find online.
I would encourage anybody to go see Cheryl Reeve's comments. By the way, Sophie did not look like she backed down from Cheryl Reeve. I've got more coming on all of this. This is right here. Sophie Cunningham, by the way, took a ugly elbow in this game, and the refs called the foul against her. Let's just look at this. Bam! Hit her right in the jaw. And the refs, they swallowed their whistles. I'd love to know why. Lynx defeated the Fever 108-100. And you could see the deficiencies in this team showed out. The bench is not deep enough. There's not enough length on this team. Again, we were saying that as free agency was going on. And then the draft, when it really blew up, and they took Raven Johnson instead of a big. And they got rid of Justine Passat. It felt like the Fever never had a chance in this game. And I was looking at the starting five for the Lynx. We got to realize they've been playing all.
Now I want to hear from you. Huge amount of pressure for any organization. The Fever are trying to build a competitive team while also managing unprecedented attention. Every move is being scrutinized, every player is being evaluated, and every controversy becomes part of the national conversation. For Caitlin Clark, that pressure is even greater. She is expected to perform like a superstar while simultaneously dealing with enormous expectations away from the basketball court.